I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Babylon Berlin series. We have reached episode 1 of season 2, a new season is upon us, and I've got a few thoughts. First of all, I wonder how this works. Like, do you think they send the test footage to Netflix, and or whichever company's running the show, and if they detect it's of a high quality, they instantly at least greenlight the script writing process for season 2? Or do you think they actually save some of their season 1 budget, give it to the writers and say, just in case we get greenlit, which we haven't yet, here's like, 20 G's of the budget, I want you to start writing 2-3 scripts into the next season so we have a starting point if we do get greenlit. Because otherwise that shit must be so stressful, man, like not knowing if your show's going to run for a second season or not. What if you don't have any writing in place and then they're all of a sudden like, boom, greenlit, we want it ready and filmed in a year and a half, and now your writers are like, well fuck, give us a second to think. And there's probably been aspects of all those scenarios in many of the shows we watch. It would just be interesting to know which of those scenarios it was for Babylon Berlin. But yeah, into the show, we tied up a big arc last season with the films being destroyed, but the train thing is still very much in play. Octopus guy's still there, Svetlana still wants the gold on the train. The train is still full of poisonous gases to my knowledge. Alexi's still alive. Garion and Walter are finally on the same page, even though Walter being honest with Garion caused him to tell Lotta to piss off essentially. He's not cool with Lotta right now. Then we've still got Priest guy, Chemist guy, there's all sorts of side characters still around, and season 2 I feel like is going to seamlessly go back into it. Nothing felt fully tied off last season other than the film thing, and while that was satisfying, it still had a lot of things to look forward to for this season. And season 1 ended with an absolute war, and I'm assuming that there's going to be another one of those in this season, so, something that we could playfully coin World War II. It's probably better if we don't do that actually. I'm just assuming there's going to be more action this season is all I'm saying, is all with that. There's all sorts of little side characters that got set up in season 1 as well. They just kept the piece on the chessboard and then never moved it any further. Like there's still that spy in Walter's office. Greta has got herself a boyfriend, which is another side story. We still got all those people in the family home, the poor mother with the French disease and all of that shit. And you always have to tip your hat to the writer when they both give you a satisfying conclusion to the first season but still make you look forward to the second one. So without further ado, this is episode 1 of season 2 of Babylon Berlin. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it.
Sie müssen verhindern, dass diesen Zug irgendeine Art von Öffentlichkeit entsteht.
Mein Name steht auf den Frachtpapieren.
Oh yeah, and Nisan's just still rotting in a jail cell. Surely as a super powerful millionaire guy, he's not going to be in there for long.
Их всех убили из-за тебя, сволочь! Они все мертвы!
Alexi's storyline just sort of faded away after the halfway point of season 1. I do hope he recovers and we see more of Alexei this season. He really needs to get revenge on Svetlana.
Liebste Helga, in meinem Kopf wirbeln die Gedanken, aber einer hat sich inzwischen doch gefangen. Ich kann unsere Heimlichkeit nicht mehr.
Oh shit, yeah, and we've got vengeful Helga out in Cologne, who I'm assuming is on a one-way train to Berlin as we speak with a fucking claw hammer in her purse. It was a great season finale. I thought it was mediocre, and then the pigeon shit came down over Garion, and I was like, now this is art. Hey, what happens at the end of your show, bro? All the heroes save the day and walk off into the sunset, and you? My hero gets bukkaked with pigeon shit and turned into a zombie.
Herr Regierungsrat?
Wir haben Kardakov. Wurde gestern Abend gefunden. Zusammen mit 14 anderen Toten.
Who the fuck is Kardakov? I mean, you're asking a lot for me to remember these German first names, let alone the fucking surnames. When you start to get into 3 and 4 syllables, you can fuck right off. Unless they're a professional foreign fighter that's had 3 or more fights in the UFC, I am not memorizing that shit.
Wir haben sie ihn identifiziert. Ein Telegramm steckt in seiner Jackentasche.
Pretty easy way to identify it, dude.
Aber gucken Sie mal auf den Empfänger.
Kardakov.
Russisch.
I wish I could remember who this Kardakov character was. I'm sure we'll see his face in a second.
Ihre Präsenz macht das unmissverständlich, Herr Regierungsrat. Kommen Sie.
What position does this councillor actually hold in Germany? It seems like everybody speaks to this guy with prestige and respect, like he's a high government official or something.
Wir haben Projektile im Nackenbereich gefunden. Sehen aus wie 7,62er.
It's a nasty caliber to take straight in your neck, damn.
Welcher von denen ist Kardakov?
Hier, die 6.
The only person I can think is it was the guy in the prison cell with the shakes who they were offering the morphine to at the end of last episode. No, it is definitely not that guy. Who the fuck is this?
Kardakov.
Oh, it's even worse. It's an imposter of a guy I don't remember who. This is gonna be a really hard episode to follow already, I can tell.
Bin ein einfacher Kriminaler. Ich habe hier 15-fachen Mord, das ist kein Pappenstiel.
This is an interesting new character. He seems like he's going to be the opposing detective to Gideon and Walter this season. And if he's 100% by the book, Walter's going to hate the fuck out of him.
Stellen Sie mal eine Kommission zusammen. An die Arbeit.
And I guess he's Gideon's superior also, which is never a good thing. Gideon's always getting bullied by guys I don't like. It seems to be the whole premise of this show is we get a protagonist, and the protagonist works for assholes. You know a love you have lost and feel you will never see again, but then all of a sudden they reappear before you, all ethereal-like, like a spirit from heaven. That's how I feel about the title sequence coming back after missing it at the end of season 1. Hello title sequence in your beautiful font. I will never stop thinking of ways to better compliment you, my genius sort of mixture of the Japanese flag with a weird sort of cryptic Victorianish font going on. You're a genius! Promote your graphic designer to lead creative writer and director. Now, he gets to write the next book.
Sehen Sie, Sie kennen sich aus. Und deshalb hätte ich gerne Sie als meinen Assistenten.
No, don't do that. This is the fucking spy.
Ja, aber alles, was ich weiß ich von...
Wenn ich Charlotte Ritter dabei haben wollte, hätte ich Sie gefragt.
Maybe I got it wrong about this character being a spy, but he did have a conversation with the Chancellor saying nobody suspects me, so he must be. With the Councillor or Chancellor, whatever his name is. So if this guy starts working as Gideon's assistant, this isn't gonna be good. Not only is he a zombie, but he's working next to a spy.
Es war nicht ganz sauber, wie wir da reingekommen sind.
Die Frau weiß nicht, wie man das Wort legal buchstabiert.
She does. It's on her fake detective ID, I believe.
Kopf oder Zahl? Zahl.
Is that who gets the sloppy second bathwater? I'd be like, look, I know you won the coin toss, Greta, but you will literally turn the bathwater pink with your gross stomach wound. I'm going first.
Ach du, bloß weil du jetzt frisch angebraten bist von deinem Willi.
His name's Fritz, and he provides boats, bitch. What do your weird S&M clients give you, other than the strange little chewing gum that dissolves into some sort of drink that you enjoy? If it's not a drug, if it's just like a nice tea, I want to try this shit, but if it's a drug, I will pass.
Mach mal auf.
Ich?
Na, wer denn sonst? Er oder was?
Hey, is it a birthday or something?
Probier mal an.
Klar, der hätte dann kriegst du oder was?
Willst du das oder nicht?
Way to instantly turn a nice gift into like some weird shit.
Gute Geld. Für gute Ware.
Were they betting on whether or not they could get her to do it or something? If I was Lotta, I would get her sister out of this household ASAP.
Mutti?
Are you shitting me? Don't tell me the mum's just died. What a downer of a start to the episode.
Was willst denn du jetzt? Weißt du, wo Lotte steckt?
Heute ist Badetag.
Bath day, damn. So it's like a once a week thing.
Was hast du schon wieder? Das sieht doch gut aus.
Oh, shut up, you fucking dick. I've got a feeling this is gonna make this household so much worse now the mother figure isn't there as well. I really hope that Lotta gets her sister out of there. They just leave these two fucking scumbags. And they should take her father as well.
Wer ist es dann? Namen hat es noch nicht. Junge oder Mädchen?
I can't even appreciate Lotta's breasts after that scene. I like how they cut to a breast scene straight after the death so we couldn't even enjoy them. Yes, they're very nice, Lotta, but your mum's dead.
Ich habe versucht, sie zu erreichen, aber sie haben sich ja mal verleugnen lassen im Büro.
Wenn ich mit Ihnen hätte sprechen wollen, dann hätte ich das getan. Geben Sie mir das Dokument.
Gideon is not wanting any sort of friendship with her.
Ich habe Ihnen gar nichts versprochen. Sie haben mich angelogen.
Hab ich nicht?
Doch, natürlich. Sie haben mein Vertrauen missbraucht und mich ausspioniert.
It's true. What can she say to that? She chose to do it. She didn't have to. She could have told Gideon she'd been asked to spy on him.
Warum sollte ich?
Ich entschuldige mich auch. Und wenn Sie darauf bestehen, dann erkläre ich Ihnen auch die Umstände.
I just couldn't ever trust anyone again that had double agented me like that if they apologised, explained their circumstances, no matter what, because in my mind it's like your brain has the capacity under a set of circumstances which you deem acceptable to do that to me. Can't ever work with you again, sorry. This guy looks like he definitely knows what's inside these trains. And there was me saying last season, like, they're never going to have this train parked in a station storyline for 2 seasons, are they? They are, and it's interesting.
Überführungspapiere für einen Waggon. AB 3221.
Does that actually help them though, now that Svetlana's changed the number plates? Won't that just be related to one of the gas-containing segments of the train?
Die vermutlich weit über das Exzellenten-Milieu hinausweist.
Und zwar? Der Mann war Eisenbahner und mit einer geheimen Mission betraut.
Was the body they found in that pit there, that Russian guy who brought the train into the country in season 1 and later we saw floating in the ravine? Surely that's not the same one, because his body was found, right?
Polizeipräsident persönlich hat die Observierung des Zuges angeordnet, mit dem der ermordete Eisenbahner nach Berlin gekommen ist.
If I took correctly from what he just said there, he's got people watching the train. That's actually a smart strategy. I would leave the train less guarded but more spied upon, because if you let people think there is kinks in the armour to access it, inevitably, sooner or later, the rats will come for the cheese.
Und immer noch damit beschäftigt, den Leichnam von dem Zeug zu befreien, aber...
Oh shit, they killed that priest guy. Why would they have killed him? He seemed to be a really good enforcer on behalf of Octopus Man.
Das ist der heilige Josef.
He was a saint. Well, I would like to dispute that with some evidence I may have seen in season 1.
Also, wie ein Geistlicher. Schaut der nicht gerade aus?
Yeah, he kind of looks like a bouncer in a priest outfit, if anything. I mean, with those tattoos, you would instantaneously assume Russian mafia.
Da.
Single bullet to the chest, shit.
Okay.
I don't know who ordered the killing of that guy. I assume it wasn't Octopus Man though, because that was his top guy. Is he seeing things? I guess he must be. I take it this is the acid wearing off or something? Oh no. Oh no. This is a crazy start to this series.
Um Gottes Willen, bitte nicht anfassen! Neue Regeln. Absurd.
So before then there was no rules about him just getting his fingerprints all over the bullet and handling it with his hands. Must have been really easy to frame people in the 1910s. The German government must not have cared about this guy's power or wealth to have kept him in that cell for so long.
Das sollte erst nächste Woche stattfinden.
Wunsch ihrer Mutter.
I thought that lawyer looked like he would do a good job.
Drecksarbeit für die Unterwelt. Gehört zum Armenier. Lokale Größe, also Unterweltsgröße, hier in Berlin.
Oh, we know who the Armenian is. We met him last season. Likes octopi and framing political figures and fish tanks of dreams. It's a really acquired skill set and set of hobbies.
Sie sind mein Assistent. Die Herren Jawinski und Henning sind Sonderermittler und sie ist die Protokollantin.
Great, so now Garian's team consists of a guy who is definitely a spy and Lotta, who is previously definitely spied. That's like a 50% weak link ratio in your team, Garian.
Was ist?
Wir wussten ja nicht, also, die warten da.
Wer?
Na, ihre Verwandten.
Oh fuck, this is his cologne woman showing up, isn't it?
Junior.
Oh, has he got a son? No fucking way, man. As if he was going to abandon his son. I thought it's one thing he's abandoning his girlfriend, but I didn't realise they had a child together. Fucking hell, Garian. You were just like, nah, I'll like it in Berlin, you know. See yous later. Maybe Garian isn't the protagonist.
Hast du meinen Brief nicht bekommen?
Doch. Moritz, lässt du deinen Onkel mich kurz allein?
It's his uncle, okay. I take it his brother's dead, maybe? Or something? Because he was treating him like a son and called him Junior.
Er gilt jetzt nicht mehr als vermisst, er ist jetzt endgültig als gefallen eingestuft.
Right, I remember now. Yeah, this was his brother's girlfriend who he's now sort of seeing, which strangely wasn't uncommon in the late 1800s, early 19th century to look after your missing or dead brother's child. Are they smiling over the fact the brother's actually dead, so they know for certain he's dead?
Bruno, ich brauche deine Hilfe.
Gotta say, this wasn't the vindictive lady I was expecting when I saw her stare directly into the camera at the end of season 1. I feel like there's a lot more of this character we've yet to see.
Du willst zum Mord. Hier gibt's keine Frauen.
Standing in the murder squad reminiscing about the time you were told you would never get to be there. It's gotta be a good feeling. I guess that acid stuff he's been given kinda does work normally and doesn't always zombie him, because he took that shit when he was getting the shakes in the alleyway there, and it did just straighten him up and didn't do anything else weird. Why in the fuck is he covering this up? Why did he destroy that evidence? And he's gonna put the bullet down the drain, isn't he? So is this him doing zombie-Garian motives? Or is this something he genuinely wants to do? Is he framing Walter? What the fuck, man?
Guten Tag. Ich soll das hier für den Oberkommissar Böhm abgeben.
Oh, this isn't good. I can only assume this is some zombie shit that Octopus Man and Evil Doctor have done to him. At least that's a little bit of evidence that it was Garian that handed in the bullet, so Walter will know as soon as this charge comes to him, if it does, that it was in fact Garian who set him up. And I feel like in a battle of wits, Walter could get the better of Garian. Oh man, this fucking sucks.
Das ist vom Amtsarzt. 3 Mark will er.
Well, I guarantee those guys in this house aren't gonna put any of that money in.
So ja, wenn sie tot ist. Tot ist sie.
Willst du etwa ein Greeneisen mit seinem Krematorium bezahlen? Ist was das kostet?
What? So they're just gonna have to dump her body because they can't afford the burial?
Mach ich.
Da wirst du auch nicht mehr müssen mit deiner Mieze, bis du die 80 Märker zusammen hast.
Oh, fuck off, mate. If I was Lotta, I would take my father and sister out of there and just set fire to the front door and burn those other 2 guys in the house along with my mother.
Und das in äußerst schwierigen Zeiten, in denen einige unserer Partnergesellschaften...
See, look at the wealth Nisan has. Why were the police treating this guy like shit, putting him in a crap little cell with no resources or anything? He's gonna hate everyone that did this to him, especially Svetlana, who strangely showed up to his cell just to confess her treachery.
Bitte ich Sie um eine recht herzliche Begrüßung von Frau Annemarie Nüssen.
Oh shit, is his mum coming back in to take over operations because he got himself arrested?
Wir haben heute Erfreuliches und Unerfreuliches in Einklang zu bringen.
Yeah, when you start your speech like that, you're about to break down the hammer.
Wir dennoch Konsequenzen gezogen und meinen Sohn Alfred von sämtlichen Pflichten innerhalb des Vorstandes entbunden.
I knew he was about to get shit canned, and she has a great point. If they've got a large train company and he's now sullying their reputation with rumours of smuggling and shit, that's what I would do. If your kid was fucking up your business's reputation by smuggling some illegal shit through your trains, you would shit can them too.
Des Jahres 1927 hingewiesen, mussten aber besonders darauf aufmerksam machen,
He's doing a good job of trying to look happy and inside being absolutely destroyed by this news. I take it he's not really doing this. No. But I can understand why he would want to. Would have been a very dramatic exit. I would have respected it. And I feel like that's like taking away 50% of what makes him him. He's got his money now, but he's kind of lost his power. And probably actually lost quite a lot of his money as well. He'll still be rich though. He's a Nisan. I'm sure they're all rich.
Mit Witwen, da kenne ich mehr aus.
I fucking hate Garion just now being all cool with Walter when he's set him up like this. I believe that's what's happened anyway. Again though, I have to reiterate, I believe this is something to do with what Evil Doctor did to him, and this isn't Garion acting of his own accord.
Da ist ja schon meine Handschuhe gefunden. Na dann komm mal mit, du kleiner Schmähling.
Walter straight away with the ear grab.
Na dann zeig mal deinen linken Haken. Ich bin Delage, du Schmähling. Ange.
That was 2 right crosses and no left hooks to be seen. I think you should teach the little dude left from right before you start with a left hook.
Zack und Delage geht auf die Bretter.
I mean, I take it completely back. That's a round 1 knockout.
Das ist das Gewehr 88.
Is that what G stood for? Gun. Gun 88. Is this how old this gun is? It's the 88th gun. Of course, the 88 was a vastly superior mechanism over the slingshot system in the 87.
Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Ich weck dich 7.
I wonder what Garion's really thinking about this situation, because at the end of last season he seemed like he definitely didn't want to continue the relationship with this woman, and she has forced herself here. But now she's here, he seems kind of cool about it. Was it just the guilt of his brother not fully being dead, and has she alleviated that guilt by bringing in that news? Also, is that news truthful, or is she just making it up to convince him to stay with her?
Wer?
Fräulein Sorokina.
Sie lassen sie erst gar nicht rein!
Don't know what Nisan's doing in his room, but it's best to probably leave him alone.
Sie wartet seit 3 Stunden. Ich konnte sie nicht aufwecken.
Svetlana? Why the fuck would she come and visit him after she told him she'd betrayed him?
Mein Vater hat diesen Waggon bauen lassen. Kurz vor der Revolution.
Are we actually getting her motivations on the train right now?
Seit Jahren versuche ich, den Schatz meiner Familie aus den Klauen Stalins zu befreien.
So it's her family's gold? No way. I mean, she might not be telling the truth, but at least that gives her some level of motivation. I still don't respect that she betrayed Alexei though. She could have just said, look, that gold that we're smuggling in, it's actually my family's. You know, can we figure out some way for you to not use it in the resistance money? But instead she just tried to have him killed multiple times.
Wann macht er seine Runde bei euch? Welchen Tag meine ich?
Na, sonntags. Ist doch ein Priester.
Well, at least one day of the week he does what he fucking claims to.
Den habe ich nicht mehr gesehen, nachdem der heilige Josef hier war.
Who is this guy? Is he actually on the case of St. Joseph drugging Garion? That would be interesting if someone was trying to get to the bottom of that to then help Garion, because I see no way out of it for him other than someone else figuring it out. Sorry, why didn't you want this woman to come to Berlin, Garion? That's the most proof yet that he is affected by the acid. Okay, and that was episode 1 of season 2 of Babylon Berlin, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, episode 1, season 2, what did I think of that? As I predicted at the start of this episode, it segued seamlessly into season 2. We got some nice new character setups. We met this older detective who seems to have authority even over Garion and shit. The guy with a mustache we saw at the table scene in one scene before that. And it's interesting to see a detective character who has authority over, I'm assuming, both Garion and Walter now in the picture. Nisan is also back out of jail and Svetlana is manipulating her way back into his favour, and I've no doubt she will be completely successful and then in some way get him killed because, you know, she's a specialist at that kind of shit. The biggest shocker for me this episode was that the priest was murdered and Garion took the bullet, destroyed it, and then swapped it for a bullet that Walter had gave him. Now, maybe he's trying to set up the person that Walter got the bullet from, and I'm misremembering that scene, but other than that, I can only assume he's setting up Walter directly, and because of that information, I can only assume this is something to do with what the evil doctor did to him last season, because Garion and Walter had just started working on the same page in the final episode of last season, howling at the moon as they destroyed evidence and coming clean about Lotta spying on Garion, etc. And Lotta managed to get a second chance with Garion, and of course we all wanted to see these two working together again, but I cannot blame Garion for not trusting her, but also it's even worse now that he's got that spy as his assistant and part of his team, because that dude's just going to relay all the information back up to the the Chancellor, the Councillor. I always forget which one of the two of those it is, but you know the fucking guy I mean. And the storyline with the mother and the household and the two older men in the household being creepy to the daughter, then the mother dying and the daughter finding her. It is so miserable. This household is depressing me so much, and please tell me it's got some good ending where Lotta and her sister and their father just get the fuck out of that house. Please tell me that happens. And then of course Garian's missing in action brother's wife shows up, and she didn't seem as vengeful or petty as I assumed she would be when I saw her staring into the camera last season. I will say though, it is her and her alone that has given Garian the information that his brother is officially dead, and I get the feeling that she might be lying about that because of the letter he sent her. It's like her Hail Mary attempt to keep their relationship going maybe. Obviously she could be telling the truth and I'm completely wrong about that, but my suspicion right now is she might be bullshitting him, and even at some point his brother might show up or something, or at least it be confirmed that he's not dead. But once again, just a brilliant start to season 2, and I cannot wait to see what happens next week. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.